Urgent Las Vegas Raiders fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Las Vegas Raiders updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Raiders Nation! Today, we've got some explosive news that's got everyone talking, fans, analysts, and even skeptics alike. If you're a die-hard supporter of the silver and black, then you know that this franchise has always been about resilience, passion, and a relentless drive to reclaim its place among the NFL's elite. And let me tell you, what just happened could be a pivotal moment in this ongoing journey. But hold on, because I'm not going to spoil everything right at the start. No. We're going to dig into this story, piece by piece, and I promise, you won't want to miss a single detail. Before we get into the specifics of this breaking news, let's take a quick step back and look at how this team has been building up to this point. The Raiders, since moving from Oakland to Las Vegas, have been navigating a period of transformation. They've faced ups and downs, injuries, coaching changes, and roster reboots, but what's always been consistent is their passionate fanbase, ready to support through thick and thin. This season, expectations were high, fans were eager to see their team finally break through that playoff barrier, and with the talent they've assembled, it seemed like they had a real shot. But as you well know, in the NFL, nothing is guaranteed, and every game brings new surprises. Now, let's talk about the current state of the Raiders. Coming into this season, there was a lot of buzz around quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, who was brought in to stabilize the offense after Derek Carr's departure. Garoppolo, with his experience and polished pocket presence, was seen as a key piece to unlock the Raiders' offensive potential. However, injuries and inconsistencies have plagued his tenure so far, leading to some doubts among fans. On the defensive side, the team has been trying to shore up a unit that's shown flashes of brilliance but also moments of vulnerability. The additions of key players in the offseason, including some promising rookies, had fans optimistic that this could be the year they finally put it all together. And speaking of rookies, one player that has been turning heads lately is rookie wide receiver Tre'Vius Hodges-Tomlinson. His speed, agility, and ability to create separation have made him a standout in practices and recent games. If he continues on this trajectory, he could be a game-changer for the Raiders' passing attack. But enough about potential, let's get to the big news that's shaking up the NFL and, more specifically, the Raiders' fanbase. Recently, during a critical game, and I mean a game that had playoff implications, something extraordinary happened. Fans, if you saw the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was a moment that could define the season for the Raiders, a moment that will be replayed many times in highlight reels and post-game analyses. I'm talking about a game-winning drive, a clutch play by none other than their star safety, Trayvon Moehrig, who made a jaw-dropping interception in the final seconds, changing the course of the game and leaving the opposing team stunned. That play was not just a highlight, it was a statement that the Raiders are still in the fight, still fighting for their playoff dreams, and that this team has the heart and grit to compete with the best in the league. But what makes this even more exciting is the context. That game was against a division rival, one of the top teams in the AFC, and winning it was crucial. It's moments like these that remind us why we love this sport so much. It's the unpredictability, the drama, the passion that players bring every Sunday. And for Raiders fans, it's a reminder that despite the ups and downs, this team is still fighting, still pushing forward, still hungry for success. Now, let's shift gears and look at what this means for the Raiders moving forward. This victory, or perhaps the dramatic play, injects a much-needed boost of confidence into the locker room. The coaching staff, led by head coach Josh McDaniels, has been emphasizing consistency, discipline, and execution. And with games coming up against some tough opponents, this momentum could be exactly what they need to turn the season around. The Raiders' schedule isn't easy, they've got matchups against AFC powerhouses and NFC contenders, and every game will be a test of their resilience. One thing to keep an eye on is how the team responds after this big moment. Will they build on this momentum and start stringing together wins? Or will they face setbacks like injuries or turnovers that have hampered their progress? That's what makes this season so unpredictable and intriguing. Fans have seen flashes of brilliance, like that interception by Morig, but consistency will be the key to making a real playoff push. And don't forget, the roster is still evolving. The front office has been aggressive in making moves, both in the draft and via trades, aiming to fill gaps and strengthen areas of weakness. Another aspect worth mentioning is the fan support in Las Vegas itself. The city has embraced the Raiders wholeheartedly, turning Allegiant Stadium into one of the loudest, most intimidating venues in the league. The energy from the crowd can truly be a game-changer, especially during close contests or critical third downs. The atmosphere at Raiders games is electric, and that kind of environment often inspires players to elevate their game when it matters most. Looking ahead, the team is banking on this passionate fanbase to carry them during tough stretches, and so far, the support has been incredible. What's also interesting is how the Raiders are managing the narrative this season. After some rocky moments early on, they seem to be finding their rhythm. The coaching staff has been emphasizing a culture of accountability and resilience, and players are responding. The leadership of veteran players like Max Crosby, who continues to be a force on defense, has been vital in setting that tone. Crosby's relentless effort and leadership inspire the younger guys, and his ability to generate pressure on the quarterback is a constant threat to opposing offenses. And let's not forget about the offensive weapons. Davante Adams remains one of the best wide receivers in the league, and his chemistry with Garoppolo, when healthy, is crucial for the Raiders' offensive success. Adams' ability to make contested catches and turn small plays into big gains keeps defenses on their toes. Plus, the emerging talents at tight end and the running game, which has been improving thanks to some shrewd offensive line play, give the Raiders a balanced attack. If they can stay healthy and continue to execute, this offense could be one of the most dangerous in the AFC. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the AFC is stacked this year. You've got teams like Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati, and Jacksonville all fighting for playoff positioning. The Raiders need to capitalize on every opportunity, especially in games where they've been competitive but fell short. That's why that last-minute interception and the clutch plays are so vital. They give the team confidence and prove they can close out tough games. It's those moments that can define a season, especially in a conference as competitive as the AFC. But as always, the NFL is unpredictable. Injuries, weather conditions, refereeing decisions, they all play a part in shaping the outcome of the season. So, for Raiders fans, staying optimistic yet realistic is key. The team has shown resilience, and that's a good sign. They've got the talent, the coaching, and the passion. Now, it's about consistency, staying healthy, and making that final leap into the postseason. And speaking of history, the Raiders franchise has a storied legacy filled with legendary players, iconic moments, and a culture of never giving up. From the days of Al Davis's bold leadership to the recent resurgence of the team's identity under current management, this franchise has always been about defying expectations. The fans are some of the most loyal in all of sports, and their unwavering support fuels this team's fire. This season might just be the one where everything clicks, and if recent games are any indication, the Raiders are still very much in the hunt. So, to all the Raiders supporters out there, this is the moment to rally behind your team. Yes, there will be tough games ahead, and yes, there will be moments of frustration, but remember, every great team faces adversity. What matters is how they respond. That last-minute play, that clutch interception, those big third-down conversions, they're all signs that this team has the heart and the grit to push through. And I truly believe that with the right focus, a bit of luck, and that Raiders spirit, this season could surprise us all. And now, Las Vegas Raiders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this recent game-changing moment? Do you believe this is the start of something special? Or are we just getting a glimpse of what this team can do when everything clicks? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Raiders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more breaking news, and deep dives into everything happening around the silver and black. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and remember, this is your team, and every game is a new chapter in the Raiders' story. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's keep the Raider Nation alive and thriving.